With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
Hello students, the question is find the loss of kinetic energy of the two particles of masses m1 equals to 3 kg, m2 is equals to 6 kg moving towards each other with a velocity of u1 is equals to 5 meter per second and u2 is equals to 10 meter per second respectively. Now the coefficient of restitution of collision of the particles is how much? Equals to 0.5. So let's see the solution for this question. So here it is talking about to find out the loss in kinetic energy when these two particles will collide each other. Okay, so let's suppose we have the two particles m1 and m2. Okay, let this is m1 going with initial velocity of u1 in this direction, and this is m2 going with an initial velocity of u2 in this direction, right? Now they are colliding each other due to collision. There is a loss of kinetic energy, so that loss we have to find here. So let's suppose after collision, let's suppose the after collision this mass m go in this direction with velocity of v2. M1 go in this direction with velocity of v1. For m1 we will consider v1, and m2 go in this direction with velocity of v2. So first of all we will try to find this v1 and v2 so that we get the kinetic energy, right? So as you can see here, the external force into the system is 0. It means that the momentum will be conserved here, and hence by using the conservation of linear momentum we can say that the initial momentum will be equals to final momentum. So initial momentum m1 u1 plus m2 u2, this should be equals to how much? m1 v1 plus m2 v2, m1 v1 plus m2 v2, right? So if you substitute the values, that is m1 is how much? 3 kg multiplied by u1 is 5 plus m2 is 6. Now u2 here going in negative direction, right? So it will be taken as minus 10. So it will become equals to 3 times of v1 plus 6 times of v2. So on simplifying this equation, what we get? We get an equation of v1 plus twice of v2. It would be equals to how much? Minus 15. Let's suppose this as equation number 1. Now similarly, if we see here the coefficient of restitution we have given as E is equals to 0.5, and it is nothing but defined as the velocity of separation by velocity of approach, that is u1 minus of minus u2. So it would be equals to how much? v2 divided by v1. v2 minus v1 divided by u1 plus u2. So u1 is how much? 5 plus u2 is 10. So it would be equals to v2 minus v1 divided by 15. And hence on solving, as we have the coefficient of restitution as 0.5, so this 15 go and multiply with this, so it will become equals to how much? That is minus v1 plus v2, this would become equals to minus 7.5. Let this as equation number 2. So if we solve this equation 1 and 2, so what we get? We get the values of v1 and v2. So what we get? That is this v1 will be cancelled out. 2v2 plus v2 will give me 3 times of v2. It would become equals to minus 7.5. This implies v2 will become equals to minus 2.5 meter per second. Now similarly, if we substitute the value of v2 in any one of the equation, so that we get v1, that is minus 15 plus 5, it will be equals to how much? Minus 10 meter per second. Now as you can see here, for both we are getting the velocity as negative. It means that the consideration of direction which we have done here for this v1 and v2 is wrong. Means the v1 is going in this negative direction while v2 is also going in negative direction. So Now, as per the question, we need to find here the loss in kinetic energy. What we have to find here? The loss in kinetic energy. So, the loss in kinetic energy, that is delta Ke, it will be given by Ke initial minus Ke final. Now, why we are taking the initial kinetic energy as here? Because there is a loss. Okay, so it will be equals to how much? Now, Ke initial. So, the kinetic energy loss in, okay, K initial mean initial kinetic energy of the M1. Okay, so it will be given by 1/2 of M1 U1 square plus kinetic energy of second mass, that is 1/2 of M2 U2 square minus Ke final. So it will be 1/2 of M1 final velocity, that is V1 square plus 1/2 of M2 into V2 square. Now we can take 1/2 as common. So it would become how much? That is M1 U1 square, that is 3 into 5c square plus M2 is 6, 10 square. Okay, minus 10 square will become plus. So no need to take that. Minus of M1 is 3. Now V1 is how much? Minus 10. Okay, V1 is how much? Minus 10. It's a square plus minus will become minus. M2 is 6 multiply by V2 we have found minus 2.5 is h square. So on solving this, what we get, that is the loss in kinetic energy, this would become equals to 168.75 Joule, and hence we can approximately write it as 169 Joule. Okay, and this will be our final answer, that is the loss in kinetic energy will be 169 Joule. So this is the required solution. Thank you.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.